doing our jazz festival tour this morning. Morning for me, maybe afternoon, evening for you, not sure. But this morning for me, I'm doing my international festival tour. We just left Switzerland near the German border. So now we're going to go into France. We're going to come back a little bit here. And we're going to start with what may be the oldest international jazz festival in the world, the Nice Jazz Festival. That is spelled N-I-C-E, where some people might want to say nice. It is a nice festival, but it's French, so we don't say nice, we say Nice. Thank you. The Nice Jazz Festival actually started in 1948. I was started in 1948 too. I guess I was meant to be a jazz musician. Yeah. Well, at this festival, they brought in the best from Europe and from America. Of course, you had to have Louis Armstrong there. And of course, you had the old guys like, Baby Dodge and people like that there, yeah. And Rex Stewart and Django Reinhardt, right down the road from his home, and Stefan Grappelli, and it was really a jazz festival. And during this particular festival, the after-hours events were held in hotels and bars and things like that, because even after the main performance, people always want to have something else to do. So one of these nights, the great Louis Armstrong was in a hotel listening to a young singer actress, and she was singing a song called C'est Bon. And Louis fell in love with the song. And he kept it on his mind. And when he got back home, it took a few years, it was somewhere around 1960, he recorded an English version, and it was a major hit for him. But the impetus for that recording was the 1948 rendition he heard at the very first iteration of the Nice Jazz Festival. Now, this has grown. It's right there on the French Riviera, so you got all the beautiful people, and you got all the people who can afford some stuff. So this is a very lavish festival. Louis said it's the liveliest, most fashionable, most elegant festival he had ever seen. And he's probably right, for those that could actually afford it. And to add to the ambiance, the main performances are held in a authentic Roman amphitheater, something that was built probably right around the time of Jesus. Romans were out there conquering and establishing homes for themselves and in other people's countries. And in doing so, they built their own architecture, brought their own architects and engineers and slaves and whatever they needed to build what they needed. So here you have this great architecture that goes back 2,000 years and is still being used. And for a couple of weeks during the summer issues for this wonderful jazz festival, the Nice Jazz Festival, perhaps the oldest international jazz festival in the world. While I'm talking about the Nice Festival, I'm going to go a little bit further down on the Rhone River, just maybe 10 miles, maybe a 15-minute drive from Lyon, France. I think you fly into Lyon, and then you take a car to a place called Vian, where there is another jazz festival. And this is one that I have been to. Many people call Vian a Roman city because the amphitheater there is absolutely unbelievably large and so well preserved. I remember the first time I walked in and looked around, I could not believe that this had been built at the time it was built by humans. Just amazing. And I think the first group I heard there was a Buena Vista Social Club, and that's a lot of different levels of music, the Cuban rhythms and the drums and all the horns and then those great vocals. It was crystal clear in that Woman Theater because, of course, everything is stone. And just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful venue. They have a lot of separate stages for lesser groups, and just like the Nice Festival, after the primary performances in the amphitheater, you can walk through the streets and stop at bars, restaurants, hotels, and listen to more jazz and enjoy more of the wonderful cuisine that's like almost a combination of French and Italian cuisine and wines and whatnot. So it's just another one of those very stimulating locations that does great jazz. And I'm telling you now, they treat their artists very, very well. I would say these festivals have attracted, maybe 1,000 artists over the years. And a lot of those have been repeated performances by these artists. They're just beloved festivals, not just for the audiences, but for the audiences as well. And both of these festivals, both the Nice and the Vian in France, are both held in authentic Roman amphitheaters. I recommend either of them, and I myself have been to the Vian, and of course I recommend that for a whole lot of reasons. Number one, it's more affordable, not quite as elegant, but all the creature comforts are there, the music is great, and that just to walk into that arena is just absolutely breathtaking. So, and Frenchies are wonderful hosts and hostesses, so you're going to have a great time there. I hope that I've stimulated your desire to travel once we get through this little scourge that is plaguing our adventurism right now. Thank you so very much.